Maganda Omaga. We're over here at the Treasure Island Hotel Resort, whatever they call it. We're going to eat breakfast only. And we're going to check out the scenery while we eat. I'll show you the scenery. It's Friday, January the 5th. It's a beautiful day out here. Beautiful, just like Jen. Beautiful.
Oh, oh.
It's nice out here. Cool, though there's hardly any waves. Very good. Very good. So we had an issue with our stay in our hotel room or whatever you want to call it. It was disgustingly dirty. The forks dirty, rusty.
Then put it there. Then you can tell them about it. Yeah. Tell them about
So anyways, we booked this hotel room for 12 days and the place was dirty, rusty utensils. It didn't look like they cleaned it. This instant?
This one's instant.
Instant
my
coffee.
instant coffee.
Instant coffee. Got 'em out. Got our coffee. So, this place is really a mess. There's a cockroach dead on the floor. The towels were like paper thin. The bed sheets had holes in them. The
The counter is very dirty.
Yeah, the counters were very dirty, and the closet space or cabinet where you put your clothes is so dirty on the bottom that who wants to put anything on there? So we just left our stuff in the luggage. And I texted the host that we're not happy with this place, that we want to get out. But unfortunately, it said no cancellation refund. So, like, we were going to be stuck with losing everything and forced to stay there. And I was getting allergies because it was all dusty and mosquitoes flying all. I don't know where they were coming from, but they were flying into the apartment. And we kept killing them, but they kept coming in. When we got there, the toilet hose, the bum nozzle handle was leaking water everywhere. They had to fix that. You would think they'd know that it was busted before we got there. The drinking water that they give you there had no seals on the top. To me, it looked like I couldn't trust drinking it because it looked like they might have just filled it up with a hose. So I wouldn't drink it. So anyways, I got hold of Airbnb and customer service or whatever complaint department and texted them about the issue, and they said that they really couldn't do anything, that we have to, they're only there to mediate everything, and they'll get a hold of the host and see what's going on. So 6 hours later, communicating back and forth with the host and Airbnb, I showed pictures to the host of the disaster that was in her apartment, and I showed Airbnb the pictures as well, the disaster that awaited us when we got there. And the host still didn't want to give us any money back. I asked for at least 11 nights back, and we'll pay for the first night there, and she wouldn't. She practically said, "You get what you pay for," and I said, "What?" Because I sent her all the pictures, and she said, "For the price is what you get." And I'm like, "What?" I've been to cheaper places that were cleaner and a lot nicer taken care of than this, and she's telling me you get what you pay for. So I sent that to Airbnb of what she wrote, and again, this is like three different support people helping me each time. They would take forever to get a hold of answers, and I would have to log back in and talk to a different support helper until the last one. I explained to her everything and showed her the pictures, and they finally said that we were right, that the place was not livable, and that they would ban the host and give us everything back except 30% of the first night. So I ended up paying like $30 for the first night anyways, because of the fees and the rental, whatever. So it cost me $30 for the first night, but I did get back all my other money, and I think they were gonna ban the people from using Airbnb because their practice is disgusting. And so we looked for another location to sleep in, and we found one, a real nice looking one, and everything went smooth, and I rented it, and then come to find out that they have no refrigerator, and a condo that has kitchen utilities so you can make your own dinner, because we like making our own food and dinner sometimes, but no refrigerator. So I asked the host, well, what do you mean there's no refrigerator? What's the point in having a kitchen and you're able to cook and stuff, and where do we store the food or leftovers or food that we do buy to cook? And he says, well, that's I'm just letting you know. And I go, well, it's not on the description when you rent it. It doesn't say no refrigerators. It even on the says what says the section that says not included section. It has no this, no that, no this, no that, but it doesn't have no refrigerator. So here we are issuing again with another host that I need a refrigerator. I need to store food and medicine and stuff, whatnots, ice. I like ice. I like cold stuff. So he's like he wouldn't put a refrigerator in there or whatever. So I was like, he says, well then you can just cancel, sir. And I go, cancel, but on your cancel policy it says that you would only give back 50% of the refund. So he really didn't say nothing, but he said he'll send the issue to Airbnb customer service, and they finally got back at me, customer service, and said they're willing to reimburse everything I deposit back, even the service fee from Airbnb, if I wanted to. But then I thought of an idea that popped into my head. Well, what about getting a cooler? I'm happy with a cooler where I can store food and ice and whatever food that we want to cook later or leftovers, and ask the host if he's willing to supply us a cooler. And he denied that. He says you could only get what's there. That's all. He's not capable of issuing no cooler. I even mentioned even a styrofoam cooler that is real cheap, but no, he wouldn't do that. So Airbnb came back to me and said, what do I want to do? Do I want to cancel or stay? And I decided to stay and told them that I will go and find me a cooler, either normal cooler or styrofoam cooler. So we're waiting now to check in at 12 p.m. to this new place and check out of this other dump. So we're now at the Treasure Island Resort, eating breakfast, waiting for 12 o'clock to come, and probably do a little errands before we find a ride back to the new location. But I want to advise all you foreigners or that come to the Philippines, and if you're going to use Airbnb, make sure you read the print very well. It's disguised. They disguise stuff, and the pictures are not all accurate to the location. Sometimes they show a picture of a nice location which is not theirs, and when you get there it looks like a total dump. But then you ask the host and they say, oh, we just use that location to pinpoint where we're at. It's not the place where you're staying. So I'm like, dang, you guys got it down pat, man. You know all the scams and the tricks. So a bit of advice, write to the host before you invest your money to the location and get answers back. I would advise you guys to take at least 1 to 2 days before you book something, getting back to the host, because sometimes they don't reach out to you right away. So 2 days in advance or longer to get you situated to see what you're getting, and check out your cancellation stuff. But Airbnb is pretty decent about understanding, and they'll take both parties consideration. And in my case, since they got like 30 some pictures from me showing them the issues, plus the doors wouldn't lock, both front and back doors to the place wouldn't lock right, so we felt unsecured. So again, I want to thank all my viewers, the 425 viewers. Hopefully we'll get more, but it is what it is. The Philippines I still love. Sometimes I get upset easily because of the practices here, but like most of you bloggers say, you gotta have patience here, and I'm gonna learn to have patience even with my Filipina. Even with my Filipina, I'm gonna have to have patience. So anyways, thank you guys for viewing our blog. Again, I will say what everybody says on these vlogs. Don't forget to like, ring the bell, ding ding, like I ring Jennifer's bell sometimes. And have a good day. And thank you for looking at our videos. Bye. Palam palam. Sayonara. Arrivederci. Hasta luego. Adios.